So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, takes to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, swings down the sideline, throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's Joe on. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted! The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption! Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown! No greater redemption!
San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The 49ers are down at halftime. This is going to be a quick show right here, man. A defensive battle for sure, but the Niners have 3 turnovers in the first half. All 3 turnovers are interceptions by our starting quarterback, Brock Purdy, who is supposed to be the leading MVP candidate. Mike, what are your thoughts on what we're seeing from Brock Purdy so far, man? Talk to me about it.
I mean, he's had his normal moments. He looked good. Like starting out the game, they're marching right down the field. Kittle was wide open. He threw a terrible interception. The first one's definitely by far his worst, in my opinion. The other ones are somewhat fluky. He looks a little rattled, to be honest. They just have to, obviously run the ball. We saw on the last drive, they looked a lot more efficient running the ball. But he has to push it downfield in the middle. The screen passes, that's kind of where he's, throwing these pop-up interceptions. It's kind of bullshit. Yeah. It's kind of forced. With all that being said, we're still in this game. It was a terrible performance for the most part by the offense, besides that one drive. But, they get the ball in the second half and they can, obviously turn the momentum. So it's a mixed bag. Obviously, he's underperforming, but I think he'll bounce back.
Yeah, can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure my computer's doing some weird, slow-moving stuff over here. Let me go ahead and turn up everything over here. All right, so Brock Purdy right now is 9 of 16 for 144 yards, but 3 interceptions. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And then when you look at what the Ravens are doing to him, right? No sacks on him. Couple tip passes, like Mike said, but the 49ers are really struggling. They are 2 of 5 on third downs. It says 0 for 0 on fourth down, unless there was a penalty that I'm forgetting. We went for it on fourth down, and it resulted in a sack. So the Ravens aren't credited with any sacks, and it says 0 for 0 for fourth down. So maybe there was a penalty on that play that I'm just completely forgetting about. But I don't think that we retained the ball after that. I thought the Ravens took over, but listen, man, this has been a very, very emotional game. If you guys know what happened on that fourth down play in the chat, please type it in there. Kyle Shanahan, perhaps maybe outsmarting himself or something. He seemed to have abandoned the run game for parts of this game here, and it just doesn't make any sense. The Niners have 87 rushing yards to the Ravens 52. Again, 144 in passing to the Ravens 124. And most of the Ravens' successful drives have come from the turnovers and already being in scoring position, or they were assisted by penalties. Now, the penalty count is even right now, 4-4. The 49ers have given up 57 yards in penalties, while the Ravens have given up 50 yards. The biggest one being that 15-yard penalty right before the half, that face mask they called on Cleveland Farrell. Mike, what are your concerns so far with the offense? What do you want to see change, man? I mean, Christian McCaffrey is out there. He's got 9 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown, right? Like, he's averaging 9 yards a carry. But why only 9 carries when Brock Purdy is struggling so much? What is Kyle Shanahan doing out here?
I honestly think both teams. If you look at Jackson's stats, he's only time half. Trying, like, unfortunately, have those pop up interception, but yeah, sometimes it's dumb luck. I think he is outsmarting himself a little bit. I think we just have to get back to Niner football, and I think they will.
Yeah.
You're so delayed. Like during the whole thing, I just saw everything that you said like 5 minutes ago. So it kind of threw me off. I saw you talking. And I was like, wait, what?
As long as you guys can hear me, I'm going to try to be still. What's happening is I got a lot going on the computer, and I might have to do a reset before halftime or something, but it's giving me a lot of like weird stuff. Everything is frozen on my screen, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's okay. Mike, the 49ers defense is actually playing pretty well. I think they're doing a good job of containing Lamar Jackson. Again, other than that last drive, he had that one big scramble there. What would you like to see change from the 49ers defense in this second half?
I mean, they just have to get a couple of those sacks, because they've gotten so close to him. If they just make a couple of those plays to set them, back behind the chains there, I think that kind of gets them into a good spot. But for the most part, for me, it's the offense. I think we need to get it going because the defense has kept this game a game. Nine game right now. So the offense owes it to them to, obviously contribute here coming down the second half.
Yeah, the Niners offense only attributing to 10 points so far. Got to remember that the defense had that safety earlier in the game. Does not go in the books as a sack. Javon Hargrave actually got the sack. And then on the very next play, man, he like runs down the sideline, tracks Lamar Jackson at the sideline, volleyball blocks that thing, man. I mean, Javon Hargrave seemed to have found something late in this game against his matchups here. What do you think about him so far?
Oh, he's played great. I mean, and it's definitely good to have him back. I think that's helping with containing Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's very crucial. Obviously, once Armstead gets back, it'd be even better. But yeah, he's coming up huge for sure.
Yeah. The Niners are set to receive the kickoff here in the second half. Again, only down 4 with 3 turnovers is a huge blessing. And knock on wood, they can change their fortunes here. I personally would like to see some more running of the ball, run the ball effectively, set up some play action. We have to get the guy Kyle Hamilton, their safety, man. He was my key to victory for the Ravens. If he has a good game, then he's going to go out there. He can. I'm not going to say take over a game, but he is definitely a difference maker for the Ravens. 2 turnovers so far, 2 interceptions so far from him. I would like to see the Niners start to run the ball a lot more. And then use the play action to get him biting and take advantage of him. And also feed George Kittle more in the pass game. George Kittle seems to be doing a lot with the small amount of opportunities that he's given. And Brandon Ayuk feels like he's got something going there. We can see that Brandon Ayuk is he's fired up. He's a little bit more emotional. It looks like I lost Mike here. Hopefully you guys can still hear me though. I don't know what happened with Mike, but I'm going to keep this thing going. But I would like to see the Niners just go out there and take care of some business coming out of this halftime. It's just really, really weird to me, man, that, as good of a player that Christian McCaffrey is, he's just not being used as much as I would like him to be used so far in the first half. Again, only 9 carries. I think he has 1 or 2 receptions. As far as the team winning, because this is what it's all going to come down to, right? Do we feel like the team can win? I do think that we have a shot. We are a second half team, but guys, so are the Ravens. The Ravens are also a really good second half team, and they're a really well coached team. Their defensive play caller, second year guy, he's a really, really good play caller for the defense. I do think that the Niners have an opportunity here to make some history, so to speak, right? 3 interceptions in the first half and still come out and win that game. I don't know how many times that happens in the NFL, but we're here, man. I know that the Niners did it. I'm jinxing us here, but week 3 in 2019 against the Steelers, I think we had 5 first half turnovers and we ended up winning that game, but we weren't playing against a Lamar Jackson or this type of defense. We were playing the Steelers, and they had, if I'm not mistaken, like Mason Rudolph or somebody out there. I don't even remember who their backup was, but only being down 4 after 3 turnovers and giving them the ball twice deep within their own territory, already in scoring position. There's a lot of teams around right now saying that, yeah, the Niners got what's coming to them. We knew they weren't good. Look at what happens when they face a good defense. Well, guys, it's time for the Niners to show that, hey, we're not only going to be a good team, we're a second half team, and people are going to have to deal with us. I want to see the offense come out here, run the ball, take advantage of George Kittle, and maybe get Brandon Ayuk on some play action passes as well. Use Debo a little bit more if you have to. It seems like we've been a little bit stagnant on the offensive side of the ball. And then as far as the defense, man, kind of keep doing what you're doing. The defense is looking pretty good, in my opinion. I'm not disappointed in the defense. But what I do need to see is some turnovers, man. We got to get a turnover or 2, strip sack. Let's continue to get some pressure on Lamar Jackson. And if we are going to pursue from the edges, we got to make sure a linebacker is there to fill that gap, because he has no problem stepping up inside that tackle and making us miss and make plays. We saw that again on their last drive there that led to 3 points. So I'm not overly disappointed in anything that I've seen so far from this Niners defense, guys. I'll be honest with you. Some confusion on that touchdown drive that they had against the Ravens. The Ravens only scoring drive there as far as the touchdown, but it hasn't been super terrible. Everything that I see is correctable. I think we got to calm down. Let's go in there. Let's get the jitters out. If I'm in the locker room right now and say, hey, guys, are you scared? Are you shook? Have they done anything we don't expect? And if all the answers are no, then there's no reason the Niners can't go out there and get this win. So that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. We want to thank you all for checking us out here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to see you guys soon. Thank you all for watching. And just type in here for me. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Type in the chat really quick, yes or no, if you guys think the Niners pull this win out. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Quickly, just give me a yes or a no, and then we're going to get up out of here, man. All right? And shout out to all the faithfuls. The party is still going on. If you guys are looking for the fun, head on over to the Patreon page, patreon.com/NB9ERS. That is where the fun is going down. Mike and I are over there right now, and we're going to get back to the second half action, which is taking place. I see a lot of yeses, a hell yes. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Down 4 after 3 turnovers. Not bad. The hunt is still on. This is the final bird that we need to cook right now, guys. Can the Niners do it? I think so. We'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you for watching. Peace.